Oh, fuck. Here we fucking go. Let's fucking go. Alrighty. Alright, so this is what I'm fucking looking at today. Pretty much gold. We had a huge move yesterday, right? We had a news move yesterday. Pumped on at 606, whatnot. Now we've just been sort of consolidating in balance here. In this area here, we're in balance and we're still in that sort of balance area there. We broke it down a little bit. We've sort of built up sort of that support at the value area low, right? Now we've come here at the VPOC. Now I see some sort of massive absorptions at the VPOC, potentially hinting that bids are going to be in control. Some huge limits getting hit and price not continuing down, right? So my whole position on that, sort of as soon as I saw a couple 30 contracts and ticks, 30 contracts and 40 contracts get eaten without proceeding downwards, all right, then we take a fucking bid, all right? So I'm in half a clip there. We're in 5 micros, which is nothing for gold, but we're in 5 micros. And potentially, if we can break this, if we do come up, we'll be looking to add. But at the moment, it does look like it's coming down, which is fine. So we'll just see how it plays out, right? Yeah, so we just see how it plays out. We are rocking that low volume. So hopefully we can get some nice volume come through and we can see what the fuck that's about. But yeah. At the moment, when you see, price not going in my favor and you're in real low volume, like 25 volume on the minute candles or whatnot, it's kind of fucking annoying, but it's fine, right? So we might get a bounce off this value area low, or it could potentially take out these lows here, the low of the day, and continue on, or it could retrace. But what we're looking for is potentially could take out those lows. You might have a big sweep. You might get a big sweep at the 42.8 or so, right? So keep your eyes peeled for that. Yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. I also have my oil chart up and ES chart up, so we'll see how the fuck that goes. Yeah. All right. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, so what we might see is the 42.8. We might have a big, sort of a big drop down past that. And a nice little sweep, maybe, potentially, but we'll see. For all viewers out there, you know what? I might just cut this one a little bit early, and just because of the way it's playing, right? I might cut this one a little bit early and jump in a short. If this bids back up to this value, I might just cut it a little bit early and enter a short just on that. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try a nice little fucking short. If we can bid up into that, into the limit, let's try a short here because just the way this is running. All right, we're filled on the short, so let's just see how we go here. Just because the way it's running, I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks through, your 42s and absolutely just fucking sends it. Yeah, just the way it's running. I mean, look, to be honest, if I sort of counted my cards a little bit too early and and we long back up from here, we're gonna have a bit of a fucking problem. But just the way it's heading, sort of that low volume, could anticipate a decent short here. But we'll just fucking wait and see, hey? So you can see this retracement. Oh, sorry. You see the reversal of the VWAP. So we pretty much came up here. I was in profit like maybe 10, 15 ticks. I didn't want to move to break even just because, like, as soon as I see sort of the price come into the VWAP or whatnot, I generally might move to break even just because how it's been trading the VWAP recently sort of retraces off the VWAP. But yeah, no, I think maybe shorts for this is looking sort of nice. But my first long position was definitely from, on my footprint. I had all these orders just kept getting eaten. And I thought, okay, well, this is definitely might be a good long position, right? So that was my whole plan of attack for this first long here. I mean, it just couldn't get it, right? So we had the attempt here. You see the candles here sort of coming up, and then it just sort of hits that VWAP, and then it just goes straight down. So now we're in shorts, all right? We break through the value area low, and now we can see what happens. But, all these tails here are on the 5-minute chart. All these tails here pretty much signifying that, sellers can't break through this area and the bids keep coming through, right? Signaling that support there, that floor right there. But with low volume, this whole day it's 19,000 contracts, which is pretty fucking low. So, it's a tough one because we are sort of stuck in this range. But I'm hoping for a break. If we can break, as I said, if we pass through those 42.8, expect a big move past it just because it's a big support zone. So expect a massive move through it. So the last 2 days, it's pretty much, I've been getting moves coming into, let's just say, value area lows. And then I get a move to the value area high. It fails to break it. It might pull back 25 ticks or so, come back to the high, and then it just bounces from there. It's just that's so strong resistance. Doesn't want to break through. And it's happened twice now in 2 days, which is fucking annoying. But, that's all good. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Hopefully we see some nice moves here today. But I mean, we're still in this range, so I wouldn't count my cards early, right? Okay, so you see the 30 get hit there on the passive. 30 gets hit, pumps it straight back up. Where we are in this support area here. Right? So don't feel alarmed or anything when you see offers getting hit by the bids, right? But I'm waiting probably 42.8s. A nice move should go through 42.8s just because those huge tails that left there. Or wicks, whatever. You know, 42.8. I'm expecting a nice move past there. But it hasn't bidded. It hasn't. Sorry, I haven't offered down past 42.8. But down here, 42.8, you might see a nice fucking move straight through that. Incredible news move we had yesterday. Incredible news move. 600 and something ticks, man. That's fucking insane. Yeah, 600 ticks. The news move wasn't 600 ticks, but, you know. Now, my whole short thesis on this was, so I was in a long here. Or you won't be able to see. I was in a long here. Now, the longs, because the bids just kept fucking eating and eating the sellers, right? No, actually, sorry. The sellers kept hitting the bids down here and just kept hitting massive contracts, you know, 30s, 20s, 30s, 50 contract, and it just wasn't breaking below it. So I thought, okay, now we might have a good bid. So I half clipped into that, and then pretty much we came to the VWAP and we just reversed straight off the VWAP. You know, you could also say, you know, you come into this imbalance here, filled those orders, and then moved straight down. So now my whole idea was, okay, we'll get out of the long early, and we just shorted it. Yeah. Okay, so let's see how we go. See how these shorts go, right? Okay, so we broke through those levels there. And we sort of just touched that low of the day. So we'll see how we go, if we can punch through it or we retrace from it. Mhm. Ah, hello, sir. From Trading Messiah, yes. Hello, sir. How are you, my friend? So I don't have any fucking music on because when I fucking put music on, I just get copyrighted. So I'm not about that shit. And then those non-copyright music's just fucking whack. So I'm not playing that shit. But yeah, welcome, Mohammed. Welcome. You know, no, there was no big surge through 42.8, which I was kind of hoping a big surge through it, but looks like it's sort of just nicked it. But we'll just wait and see. Volume started to pick up now. We're coming into that Euro Open. We can anticipate probably more volume. But for now, it's still slow. You know, 18,000 contracts all day since Asia Open. Which is fuck all. Which is fuck all. I've been trading for almost 5 years. No, sorry, 2019. Yeah, so 5.5, nearly 6 years, I should say. Right? But when I started trading, I was trading sort of CFDs, you know, US 100, which is the NASDAQ, US 30 Dow, US 500, which is ES, and I was doing like Euro USD. I was thinking a little bit of XAUUSD, which is gold, but mostly just on CFDs, and I was sort of just fucking around with that shit. Then I swapped over to futures, like would have been maybe 3 years ago. And futures is just way more centralized. There's no spread, or no crazy spread. There's no brokerage problems. It's sort of more centralized. There's no 1,000 different brokerages that have their own prices and whatnot. So you don't have to worry about that shit when you trade futures. I just got to change my contract on my chart here. Not the gold one, just my oil one. It's told me to roll over. I don't know why the fuck I need to roll over. But anyways, let's not roll over. Oh, why is it fucking telling me to roll over? Holy fuck. Alright, I'll roll over then. Alright. Now, let me see if I can show my footprint chart so you can see what the fuck I'm looking at. No. 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 Yeah, okay, if I do that. Aha, there's my footprint chart, but then you can see everything I'm doing. Alright, so let's just do this. Boom. Hopefully you can see what I'm looking at on my footprint. I've got my time and sales there, which is fucking annoying. Anyways, let's just put that back. We'll put... Nope. There we go. We'll just keep that on there. But yeah, as a trade, as I got the candle print or the candlestick chart open, I have a time and sales time and sales, footprint, and the DOM as well as the candle chart. So I'm just showing the candle chart because it's just a lot simple and easy to follow sort of what I'm looking at and my trades that I'm in. So there might be a little bit of a long... Yeah, we might be in a bit of a long here for oil as well. Oil looks like sort of bouncing just off that value area low. I just got to change the contract on it though. It's asked me to roll over, but I'm not fucking rolling over. Now, the only problem I see with the current trade that I'm in is all these tails here, signifying sort of bids aren't in control. Sorry, sellers aren't in control. Bids bid up, sellers then take control, but they can't break through this level here, right? They just can't break through this level here. So if they do break through this level, you can expect a big fucking breakthrough. 8 times out of 10, it'll be a fucking massive breakthrough. If it doesn't, it doesn't, right? But it's sort of my whole thesis, as I said before, is coming into that 6 a.m. mark, 6 a.m. UK time, we're bouncing on this POC. Offers are hitting the bids. They're not moving past the POC. They just kept hitting. Bids absorbing. Boom. Entered a long off there. Come up to that sort of VWAP, 15 ticks or so, and then it sort of retraced. So I thought, okay, we broke past the value area low, probably anticipating a short now. So we just took out a little bit early there. Didn't hit my stop loss fully, but I took out a little bit early, and I just jumped in a short straight after that sort of value area low. And I wanted to see some sort of movement break Yeah, so I'm not sure if you could hear me just before, but my whole thesis for this short was pretty much once we tapped that VWAP and it couldn't break past that VWAP after I entered along there, and we started coming down, sort of that momentum coming down. I took my long a little bit. I exited it a little bit early, waited for it to come down past that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, the stream's delayed, so when I read your questions, I think I've already explained it. So, yeah. Now, 110%, this could fucking bounce straight back up, which is perfectly fine. It's whatever. I'm in a half clip, so I'm not in a full clip. So it's whatever. It's nice to test the waters. You know, you see that bounce, you start ticking boxes. Okay, bounce off VWAP. Okay, sellers are now in control. Boom. We've broken past the POC. Boom. We've broken under the value area low. No worries. Yeah, there is tails here off these candle prints. No worries. You know, indicating a support area. No fucking worries. We go under the value area low. Nice. We can take a short. And that's exactly what I've done. So yeah, it's come down. It's come down up to 42 threes. It's come down 42 threes. Didn't have the break. No problem. Now we just wait. If it breaks it, it breaks it. But if it does break it, you can anticipate probably a fucking strong break. If not, no worries. We come up. We come back up, which is fine. I'll wait for the Euro open. Bit more volume come through. And we'll see. Yeah. So oil looks like it's gonna fucking bounce. I'm gonna jump in an oil long here as well. But it keeps fucking telling me to roll over, and the next rollover contract is shit. There's fuck all volume in that rollover contract. Fuck it. I'll stay on the Q5, which is August. Yeah, there's heaps more volume in that one. It's probably too early to roll over. Yeah. Where are you from, Ahmed? Your name, not to be racist, but your name's like Middle Eastern, so I take it you're probably from maybe a Middle Eastern country. All right, here we go. All right, so we had a 41 at Eden, 41 bid that got Eden on by the offer. Now that can mean two things, right? You see big 41 get Eden. That can mean two things. So on the time and sales, you see 41 get Eden. Now that can mean two fucking things because it's on the bid. That might be a seller who have sold from the top or from the start of the day, and now they're taking profit. So 41 contracts they took profit just because it's on the bid, or it might symbolize someone wants to get filled on the bid, and we bounce higher. So the reasoning why I'm not going to exit a bit early and go in along here, just because I'm going to let this one play out. I'm going to let this one play out just because this sort of area we had up here. We might come to the VPOC. We might bounce off the VPOC, but I'm not stressed. I'm not gonna change my bias for this and take it out. All right, so we got 1 minute before Euro opens. Now, when Euro, London, New York, when any of them open on that first candle or that first minute of it being open, you'll usually get a massive spike. Probably won't be in your favored area if you're in a position. So you should always a little bit widen your stop a little bit, just because the spike is all the surge of volume, right? So what I tend to do for Euro Open or the UK Open, London Open, is I'll actually move my stop just a little bit wider, just because that surge of volume. So it's also a good tip. Most times, 7 times out of 10, it'll surge in your, let's say, not desired favor, and then it'll actually go into your desired favor. So it's also another little tip is what I do. Okay, here we go. So 7 a.m. Let's see what we get on this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm from Australia. I'm from Sydney. Sydney, Australia. Yeah. Yes, sir. Now, if you look here on the short term and you see these bearish candles, boom, 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 bearish candles, we're filling these imbalances, right? We're filling. That's a second leg here. Oh no, sorry, that's a first leg. I'll classify it as a first leg, second leg, and now if it breaks down this, well, that's a second leg there, and that's a confirmed second leg, right? So when you see that, these are the times you can add into your position when they create legs. Okay, so it looks like we got to bounce off that VPOC. Remember what I said at the Euro Open or the London Open, 7 times out of 10, I'm not going to say 8 or 9, but 7 times out of 10, it'll go in your non-favored sort of area, and then it'll go into your favored area. This 7 times out of 10. So we had 51 limit hit, and now we're sort of bouncing off this at this value area low. So this 1 minute candle, 701, 300 volume right here. Most of these volumes are probably covering or they're taking profit. Now, I know some traders and some big traders that'll trade 30 ticks, but they'll actually just trade at the low or the high of the day for a 30 tick move in their favor, right? So when you see those big contracts go off at the lower day or high day, some of them are taking profit, some of them are covering, or some of them are actually getting into a limit position to get filled just for those 30 ticks, 40 ticks, right? Now, if this second leg confirms, we get a second leg. Probably good favor, a good thing we might good favor. What the fuck am I talking about? There's probably a good chance this comes fucking down. We come down to 29 nines. And if we come down, damn dog, we're on, We're on. It's just we got to break this massive support area here. And the reason why I say massive support area, as I said before, but if you're new listening, look at these tails here, or these wicks, you would say. Or these wicks here, right? Offers down, the bids get back in control, offers down, boom, 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 boom. But can't break through, and it's building, And yeah, Mohammed, you're right. It is building. Yes, you're right. 110% it's building. The more value it builds at a low or a high and it breaks through, you can expect a massive surge. And this is what it's been doing in the last couple of days. Gold has just been building up on those edges of the profile and just reversing, coming back up, building and reversing. And before it reverses, builds up, and then boom, reverses and fucking surges like crazy. So here we go now. Let's see. Let's see if the bids can get back into control at this support area, or the sellers have got in control. At the moment, the sellers are in control just because they're below the VWAP. Now, I just need to go to the bathroom for 2 seconds, but it's kind of a shit time to go to the bathroom. But hold tight, my friends. Hold fucking tight. All right, so there's that break. There's that break that I was talking about. Okay. So when it broke, the volumes of the limits getting filled. People probably taking profits. No worries. Now we're probably going to anticipate if we break down past the 40s, psychological level of 40, then we're probably on for a good fucking short there. This can very well retrace and go into a long. Very, very well. Hasn't broken down fully, right? It's broken all these candles, no worries, but it hasn't broken fully. Now, just remember in these last couple 3 days, or these last 3 days, it's been sweeping. Let's just call it sweeping. I don't like that word, but we'll call it sweeping. All right, you see that big move there? Broken down. Boom. Broken down. So 74's just got hit on the bids. 74's got filled, right? Now, that 74's could be someone taking profit for the sells. When a big surge goes down like that, more than likely you'll get a pullback because people are taking profit, recovered, and then it'll follow suit, all right? Now, 74's got filled. So my sort of thesis on that is someone's taking profit. I don't think anyone's limiting 74 on the bid there. Now, on my Sierra chart, I have the preset for break even 7 ticks actually. 7 ticks once it passes 40 ticks for gold. This is for gold only. And once it goes 40 ticks, it'll move my stop automatically. Now I've found with all the years trading gold is once you pass those 30, 40 ticks, you can move your stops to break even. No worries. But I use a 30 tick stop loss, right? So a 30 tick stop loss, well, I'm not going to move my stops to break even 10 ticks or 20 ticks because effectively you're in negative risk to reward, right? So 40 ticks for me is just perfect, and then I can move it. 40 ticks allows for pullbacks before continuing in my favor. 40 ticks allows for so much things. Now, in saying that, I'll move my stops to break even if I see some sort of price action that I don't like. right? Now, now, if anyone is in the chat, can you say if the quality is good or bad? I've been trying to fuck around with this OBS shit, and I think I've got it good. If you go full screen, the quality is like really good. But if it's just like normal playing on YouTube or whatever on your browser on PC, the quality's like fucking ass. Okay, so at the moment on my footprint chart, I'll tell you because you can't see it, is limits are getting hit on the bids. So bid limits are getting hit. So either building positions or absorbing, right? So what I'm seeing is a little bit of absorption from the bids. Bid limits getting hit. Sellers aren't going down. 20 contracts, 11 contracts, 15 contracts. Boom, 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 boom. They're not going down, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, on the phone, it's good because it's such a small sort of window that you're viewing. But it's more for sort of those PC people, right? Now, psychological level, 40s, breaks 40s, you're on for a nice short. There is no, I guess, level, sign, or anything to stop at the 40s and reverse. You might have a pullback, fine. But levels, if we want to talk about levels, let's look at levels 29.9, huge level. Value area low, also the TPO low from yesterday's full session, Globex session. If you want to talk about candle lows, you got a candle low, roughly 26.2, yesterday's low. That's a huge level to get taken out as well, if you want to talk about levels. All right. Let's see what this little fucking horsey's doing. Man. Oil is looking like a nice long. I am not going to lie. All right. So, yeah. Now, generally stream for like 2 hours. So 6 a.m. to maybe 8 a.m., which is 2 hours, or I might go to 9 a.m. This is all my charts. Everything is in the UK time. Even though I'm Australian, I'm UK time. Okay, so here we go. We're on the 49s, 41s. We break the 40s. Probably going to have a nice short. Psychological level, 40s. Everyone loves a fucking psychological level, right? So my win rate on gold this whole year has been like 45%, 40% to 45%. Now, it's been low just because we've had a rough fucking year in April with Trump. Doomsday or whatever people are calling it, when he started putting these tariffs into play or announcing tariffs, all those entries, boom, 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 getting stopped out until we find a good play. Now, I used to have a high win rate, but I only used to enter pretty much at like one sort of entry per day. And that entry, if I lost, I get off. If I win, I get off. And that one entry was it. Okay, so here we go. We got the 40s there. Now we've broken. Now, that was a big surge, right? So we've broken there. We got the 300s there. Now, I'm thinking we're 60 ticks down, right? We're 60 ticks down. This is a good chance to fucking enter. You see that break there? Really good chance to enter. Enter a second contract. Now, this could fucking drop. This could drop really nicely. But it also could pull back up very, very quickly. Now, with just the way that it surged down like that, expect a pullback. Expect a pullback, no worries. Expect a pullback, no worries. Now would be the time to add in your contracts, right? Add in. Usually I wait for a leg to form before continuing in my favor and then I'll add in. Or what I'll do is, depending on what the read is on footprint, I'll add in. But it's generally, when I add in, it's generally around 60 ticks, 70 ticks. So down here, if it continues down in my favor, I'll add in another 5 micros, which will be a full clip for me. Yeah, so 40% to 45% is good, but my risk to reward, so I generally have a 30 tick stop loss and I aim for around 100 to 150 ticks. Now, depending on the day, and how good price action, let's say price action is going, because what I'll do is I'll actually add in contracts. So if it's going in my favor really well and I'm at a full clip, 10, 15 micros for gold, I'll take it out at 100 ticks, 75 ticks. If I'm at, like, let's just say, really good read, I'm fucking full size, 3 minis, 30 micros, I'll only do 70 ticks. That's all I need. That's all I want. That's all I need. Slowly we build up, you know? But in saying that, let's say we've entered heaps on that day. You know, we've took positions, and it's ranging, and we keep getting stopped out. We're down. We're down a good chunk for that day. You're not going to make back that chunk just entering a half clip, right? So most times out of 10 is you'll need to slowly scale into your positions to break even or make more. Now, a lot of people, when they're down for the day, what they'll do is they'll keep trading, and they'll just trade with a half a clip, and they won't add in because they're scared of getting stopped out or whatnot. But I think with over time, your fear will sort of start going down. Okay. Now, I'm just going to get a glass of water, and I might just move this back up to where it was. What are we at? Yeah, so I might just move it back to where it was. I'm just going to get a glass of water. And just remember, if we break past here, I'm going to add into another position there. All right, I'm back. So on my 1 minute footprint, looks like we're sort of building up that leg to go down further. But in saying that, it could reverse here, but we'll just wait and see, right? As I said, at the 40s, psychological, massive level to break. That 40s. Every level, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, you will get some sort of surge. Psychologically, that's just what people do, right? Okay, so it looks like we're coming down here. What I might do is actually change to my footprint chart. Window capture 4. Nope. 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 I don't know if you guys can see that, but pretty much this is what I'm looking at on my footprint. So look at all these sellers, all these sell offers, boom, boom, all getting hit, right? From bids hitting them. They're probably taking profits. Now, this area here might be a second leg. As soon as it breaks down here, we call that a second leg. Oh, sorry. We call that a third leg. That's my bad. Sorry. I keep saying second. So if it breaks down here, I'm looking to add another 5 micros, right? And it does. It looks like it wants to break down. You see these orders here. It looks like it does want to break down. So look at all these sell offers. Look at all the offers just getting filled. Bids are filling them, right? They're all taking profits here. They're absorbing the bids as well. You can see that. Look, the absorption of the bids. They're not pushing past it. Let's see if it keeps going. Now remember, we're only 60 ticks in. 60 ticks. Hypothetically, it's not a lot. 60 ticks is not a lot on gold. Just remember that. It's really not a lot. Your average should be, during the Euro and London session, the first couple hours, roughly should be 100 to 150 to 200 ticks. That is a good... that's a good price, profit, right? 100, 150. Okay, so it looks like we're going down now. So now it's probably a good chance to add. So if I can confirm that it keeps bouncing, it keeps going down and doesn't retrace, it's probably a good time to add. Okay, here we go. Now we can add 59s, 58s. Let's see if that gets filled. If it keeps going down, let's add into it. Okay. 68s, nice, gets filled. Sellers are in control. We add another clip there. We move our stops. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh, I fucking flattened it at the wrong time. Fuck! I flattened it at the wrong time. Holy fuck. That's annoying as fuck. I thought it surged down. I thought it fucking surged down. Fuck! I thought it surged down into 87s. I flattened it then. I flattened it at the wrong fucking time. Ah! That's fucking annoying. Anyways, I flattened it. I saw the 87s on the bids. 87 on the bid. Well, sorry. Not 87 on the bid. But 87 here. You see that on the footprint? Boom. Massive, massive key for me is if you see some sort of bids get stacked up like it did here, take your profit. For me, that's what I do. I'm already 80 ticks in, 90 ticks in, boom. It just didn't continue going. It just didn't continue. I flattened my position. But I flattened it when it fucking jumped up here. So that's kind of annoying. 67s. Yeah, I flattened it when it jumped up there. I should have probably left it. But anyways. Ah, that's fucking annoying as fuck. Yeah, so that's pretty much there. So I pretty much added there. So you wait for level break, then second leg, pull back, then enter add on the break. Yeah, correct. Yeah, yep, correct. Okay, so a leg, for me, we make a big move. So we make a move. You see where my mouse is? We make a move, we come back up, we range in that area. Then we break that low that it made, we break it down. That is a first leg. That is a first leg. Then we come back up. So we're down. We come back up. We range in this area. Fails to break above this first leg. It continues down. That's a second leg. Now, a leg is when it ranges and it ranges. So it ranges, consolidates, creates sort of this little box. Can't break above it in this instance because we're shorting. Can't break above that box, but it continues down. That's a leg. Then you would add. Once you see that leg not breaking above on this short, then you would add. Now, just quietly, just to put it out there, we might keep going down to the 29 nines, or at least the 30s. 29 nines is a big level. That was yesterday's value area low. So these pullbacks are normal. You will anticipate a pullback. People taking profit. Sellers exhausted for that time being. You get the pullback. Pullback won't be much. Pullback will be maybe 30, 40 ticks max. It'll create that leg, as I said before. So it'll range. So it'll range. If I flick back to this, you'll see here, we're creating this leg. You might get another bid, sell, and then boom, it'll break down. That's a fourth leg. So this level here, you might see a reversal from that level there, the 29 nines. Thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in, bro. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Mohammed. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, and stay safe, man. Thanks heaps for subscribing, bro. Appreciate it. We'll see you later. Ten six. Yeah. So what I might do is I might end this here. Ooh, nice little surge there. I might end this here, and we'll be back tomorrow. Alrighty. Thanks, everyone tuning in. 3 people, 4 people, but appreciate everything. And yeah, thanks.